Out and lost control.
So authorities say weather could have been a factor in a crash that sent one person to the hospital. This happened last night in Taylorsville. Officials say a 64-year-old driver in a pickup truck ran a red light and then was hit by a car. That truck rolled, hit another car that was waiting at that light. There were only minor injuries, but the driver of the truck did go to the hospital. Officials say weather could have made it hard to see.
A similar scene unfolded.
This is breaking news from KSL.
We begin with breaking news. 10 people forced from their homes after flames ripped through a Kearns apartment complex.
Yeah, news specialist Lindsay Aretz is at the Carrington Square Apartments for us right now. And Lindsay, how many apartments had to be evacuated?
Well, Ashley, all of them. There are 24 units in this apartment building behind me, and you can see that where the fire started is up on the roof here. You can see the part that's covered now by that tarp. And fire officials now tell me they had to knock down doors to evacuate all of these residents. Now, I want to show you video of what this fire looked like, sent to us by one of the displaced residents. You can see that flames are coming out of the roof of the apartment, and the front of this building is under construction. Now, Unified Fire is still working to determine if the fire started in the attic or on top of the roof, but they did say that the damage was minimal, at least to the inside apartments. Now, officials add they don't yet know exactly what caused it to start, but they do believe it was incidental. However, Unified spokesman Kelly Bird says that they do have some suspicions about the construction going on.
There was some construction workers on the roof doing some work up there. And they had left for lunch. When they came back, the fire had started. So that's what the investigative team is working on right now.
Now, I spoke with one resident, Zishan Parvez, who describes firefighters banging on his door to get him out. He had to run out of his apartment without any shoes on. Another witness told me that he went around himself to about 6 doors to get people out after he realized the fire was spreading. Now, this apartment is run by Bach Homes. They tell me, along with the Red Cross, they will be helping those 10 residents who were displaced. Reporting live in Kearns, I'm Lindsay Aretz. Back to you.
Well, thankfully, no one was hurt in this, but still a scary situation for people who had to be evacuated. Lindsay, thank you.
New tonight, 2 California
pioneers.
KSL Live at 5 starts now.
Well, 10 people won't be able to go back home tonight after a fire at an apartment complex in Kearns.
News specialist Lindsay Aretz is at the Carrington Square Apartments. And Lindsay, what do we know about what happened today?
Yeah, Debbie and Ashley, thankfully no one was hurt in this fire, but this all started just after 12:30 this afternoon when flames were seen coming out of the roof of this apartment. I want to show you where the flames were coming out right now, where that tarp is covering the area. Now, fire officials now say they had to evacuate all 24 apartments in this complex, but 4 of the apartments have enough damage in them that those residents can't go back in. I also want to show you what this fire looked like, sent to us by one of the displaced residents. You can see the flames are coming out of the roof of this apartment, and that the front of the building is under construction. Now, Unified Fire is still working to determine if the fire started in the attic or on top of the roof. We talked to one witness who said he was helping knock on people's doors to get them out. Another resident says he heard people on the roof, assuming it was construction, but it all happened so fast he didn't even have time to put shoes on.
So I said they've been working for like a lot of, it's been more than a year they've been working on these buildings. So I thought probably they're just working. And then all of a sudden we hear this loud bang on the doors, like fire department. And they told us to leave straight up, like nothing, they said, you guys need to go out, it's a fire.
Our units made a quick attack, got up inside the apartments and found fire in the attic space. They were able to do a pretty quick extinguishment before it spread, but there is some pretty significant fire damage up in the top floors.
Now, Unified spokesman Kelly Bird says that they do believe this fire was incidental. However, he says some construction workers were working on the roof. They had left for lunch, and when they came back, the fire had started, but he could not elaborate on what exactly may have caused it. Now, this apartment is run by Bach Homes, who says that they hire out their contractors here. They also say they're helping these displaced families. The Red Cross has also told us they will be helping the families. For now, for Live at 5, reporting in Kearns for KSL-5 TV, I'm Lindsay Aretz. Back to you.
Lindsay, thanks. Make sure to download the KSL Plus app.
Thank you. 34 people have been forced out of their homes after a fire at an apartment complex in Kearns. Firefighters say they had to knock down some doors to get people evacuated. One tenant sent us video showing flames shooting out the roof of the complex. The front of the building is being renovated. Unified Fire Department is working to figure out if the fire started in the attic or on top of the roof. The Red Cross says 4 top floor units were destroyed in the fire. Fire officials say they're looking into what, if any, role the construction may have played in starting the fire.
A couple of men from California.
That's a good heads up. Thank you. Happening now, an investigation underway in Kearns after a fire forced 34 people from an apartment complex. One tenant sent us this video showing some flames coming out of the roof of the building, which is currently being renovated. Unified Fire Department's working to figure out if the fire started in the attic or on top of the roof. The Red Cross says the top 4 units were destroyed in the fire. Fire officials say they're looking at what, if any, role construction may have played in starting the fire.
A little bit of snow continues.